I'm doing great, man. Thanks for asking.
Ed, I still can't see you either.
I'm here. So today we're going to go over a methodology training. We're going to go over close in particular. I'm going to be hosting the meeting. It's really going to be the mics that are going to be going over everything. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments. I'll answer as we can. Go ahead.
I just feel more comfortable if I have more people on the screen rather than just me. Turn on your camera, Ed.
It's on.
All right, so close is the particular methodology we're going over today. Mike and I had a quick pre-flight check-in on this particular topic, which was great. Um, the way that Mike had thought about close in particular was a little different paradigm than I had originally thought about communicating on this Facebook Live, and it was really about bottom of funnel content, which makes a lot of sense. Um, some of the things that I like to think about are processes and specific, you know, techniques, the way to do the thing rather than the strategy itself. And Mike is definitely a strategist. And so, Mike, what are some of the high level strategies as far as,
Well, I
you know,
want I want you to unpack that. Share with me what you were thinking,
all right,
just so I
so
have full context.
yeah, I mean, on the close side, what I generally think of is I think of the process of servicing someone well as far as the close process is concerned, and it would more probably fall into the delight category of the methodology. So I was probably a little bit in the future, maybe on the wrong particular category as far as methodology is concerned. But when I think of close, I think of the ways to close someone, the process in which the consumer experience is concerned as they go through the closing, and specifically, what had happened for me one time. I had a closing that had occurred, and it was for the head of this big title company who entrusted me with his business, which obviously did business with every agent in town. It was a real honor and privilege to get this guy's business, and he's asking for a document, and I'm in the closing, and I'm going through my sloppy, horrible file because I'm not a paperwork guy, believe it or not. And I look at him glance over at his closer, who's also a personal friend, like, WTF, right? And so I realized that I didn't have a good process for a lot of things. And so for me, I was going to go into the process of how to service a client through the close rather than getting the close for the appointment and really dripping on them with some bottom of funnel, which is probably a better use of the call for our customers because it's still something that is a weak spot in most agents' game, and I don't see, I haven't seen a lot of it done really well, personally.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. So some of the things that you had said were when you have someone that is uh, a good lead, somebody who is looking to sell in the next 12 months or less, that has talked to you, given you their permission to follow up with them, um, definitely moving, selling their home, or even buying their home, hitting them with some of that bottom of funnel content, which would be really centered around proof of whatever your promise is in the market or of your services or your ability to perform would be the way to go in that particular scenario. And the way that I always did that was really through testimonials, and back in that era, it wasn't in a digital format, it was in a paper format. And so I got really good at getting testimonials out of clients. And there's a little recipe for it. I don't know what you used to do for testimonials, but what I would do is I would get them at the closing table from the client, and I would literally write them myself so that they weren't, just vague generalizations, which I still see a lot of. I still am addicted to real estate marketing. I can't go past a real estate book without picking it up. I don't know. I don't know about you, Mike, but I still love it, and I like to see the agents. I like to see their positions in the marketplace, their branding. Most of it's all pretty stock and common, and so then I get bored with that. I kind of look at the homes, but as far as testimonials are concerned, which would be considered bottom of funnel content, which should be a part of your strategy for the close portion. What I see are things like, John agent is a great agent and took our call 24/7 and was available for us anytime and found us a good home. And it's just kind of like, well, any agent could do that. Why is that special for John agent? There's nothing in particular that separates or differentiates or positions that particular experience with that agent in the prospect's mind that they're using that testimonial to communicate to in the market. So one of the things that you had talked about, Mike, was that video, which I did source, so you can just let me know when you think it would be appropriate to talk about that and play it. I got it on YouTube. Hopefully I can get it up on the Facebook Live. But that video in particular is a good bottom of funnel content video that gave examples of the agent who's an acquaintance of mine, a friend of Mike's. I call him a friend too. I don't want to be too bold, but I guess we did float together. Of him basically creating a promise in the market and then showing how he fulfilled it through his client's words instead of his own. Most people will believe a third-party testimonial versus you telling them that you're a good agent, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're awfully quiet today. It's creeping me out, bro. You
No,
usually
I'm
hijack the
listening.
call.
Well, it's your turn.
All right. So this particular agent's promise in the marketplace was get up to 18% more. Finish it for me, Mike. It's a USP and a testimonial that you guys actually crafted years ago. Mine was always the guaranteed sell program. And so 18% more on the sell of your
Yeah.
home, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, run with that. I'll go with the guaranteed sell. What I would do on the guaranteed sell program is I would have testimonials, right?
Yeah, I think the from a guaranteed sell or from a 18% or more, I think I think you're nailing it. I mean, it's funny because I actually have a document where I teach this on our webinar, and I teach this when I was on the road last week. And what I do is I tell people the symptoms of when they don't have their bottom of funnel dialed in, right? So this is something that, I think we do a couple times a week and very customary to, I'm very used to, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I'm very used to teaching this information. And so as I was looking, it was funny because I know you weren't looking at it, but you were saying everything that was in the training almost verbatim, which was pretty impressive.
Did I lose you?
Nope.
Oh, hey, you got on.
That's why I was being quiet.
That is interesting.
Yeah, because y'all are trickery. Sometimes y'all like to put the link in the calendar, email it. Today it was a Skype, so it's always let's find the link shenanigans. So I was trying to, since you said you didn't feel good with people on, I was having to download Skype onto my computer as I paid attention to you. As you know, I lost my computer, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, as it relates to the content, it's pretty straightforward. What I found, and this is just based upon my experience, is that when you have a low kept appointment ratio, which you either know that or you don't, when you have a low listing appointment conversion, when you have resistance to the terms, and the sellers want to negotiate your price, when you have inconsistent conversion, meaning some people do really good with referrals and spheres of influence, but they meet with let's say a stranger, which would be a cold list, or somebody who didn't know who they were, or for sale by owner, maybe they're not as good. Then that means your processes in which deliver that person to be predisposed to do business with you are not systemized. You're depending on you more than you are the process. And so what ends up happening is you lose to listings to competitors, or you might just simply find yourself being intimidated on certain listings. So if you feel intimidated going on a for sale by owner, it's just because you haven't created a system that makes a for sale by owner want to meet with you, call your office and say, hey, I saw what you did for all these other people. I'd like to talk about hiring you. So, and the reason why that happens is those symptoms are generated from what you said, Michael, which is no differentiated value proposition, which ours is, your home sold for up to 18% more money than the methods used by traditional agents. Would you like me to show you how? Or they have no tools to make their value visible, or maybe they don't know how to articulate their value. And like I said earlier, one of the most important ones is that they're dependent on people and not skills. And so, so there, I could share on my screen what my seller's profit and loss statement looks like. But the cool thing about that is that I can put that in a video and educate somebody who has demonstrated that they're selling their home in the next 90 days. See, bottom of funnel, top of funnel content is where you talk about problems that the market might be bearing. Middle of funnel content is where you're going to talk about solutions. So problems would be, losing a lot of money during the negotiation. Solution content would be free sellers coverage. Find out how to lose less money by leveraging a free home warranty while your home's on the market, right? But as people move down this funnel and interact with your content, where they originally become interested because they're aware, because they're more out looking for solutions to their situation, as they get to the bottom of the funnel, you're actually now starting to introduce content that makes you different, so that you're actually going to, if it was a product, you would be introducing your product, like a John Deere mower, right? If it's a service, you're going to start introducing your service, and it's your ability to articulate why someone should be able to buy your mower versus somebody else's, whether that's warranty, whether that's people who've, have their ninth one, or maybe had, their last one lasted them 28 years, or because of the service, because they have, lifetime warranty, as it is like on Sears and tools, only buy one wrench for the rest of your life, or a Cutco knife, which is, we sharpen it, and it's not a lifetime. It's all you have to do is it's a possession warranty. If you buy it at a garage sale and it's in your possession, they will warranty it, which is kind of cool. So if you understand the value articulated, if you can't articulate your value, demonstrate your value, make your value visible, and people go with you because you're number one, well, then you're only going to start losing because other people come number one. So what we like to say is it's like insanity or system or P90X is as you want to scale your business and grow to the next level and have other people go on those appointments, then you want people to buy into the system. So because we can demonstrate our value and make our value visible through a presentation that allows us to articulate it. One thing that we do during the process is we deliver white papers. We have white papers that are customized to expireds, to for sale by owners, to people who want to know about the value prop, even white papers that we've created for people that responded to our guaranteed sale, because there were times where our guaranteed sale was used to go after expired or FSBO or certain lead source. And so we still wanted to be able to get those people educated. So the very bottom of your funnel is, if you were on Amazon and you got to the shopping cart where you're putting your credit card in the e-commerce world, that's called cart abandonment. When you get there and you leave the cart. Now, people leave for many reasons, but there are tools there's software out there called like Shopify that helps e-commerce people, and there's widgets that, a campaign without a cart abandonment, could cost the retailer or the marketer thousands of dollars. It can make or break a campaign. So the question is that in that scenario, the close is the thank you page. What information follows your clients around on the internet prior and after the appointment? And so if you meet somebody that you deem is qualified, meaning we call it sales qualified, they meet all of our qualifications that we believe that this person is in fact going to hire someone for the service. Now we're just trying to compete for that business. then what systems, processes, tools, methods do you use outside of the first face-to-face meeting that would allow you to leverage the known conversion proven strategies or mechanisms used by other industries? And so one of those things are, for me, I went to a supplement website where originally at the top of the funnel, they had this, it looked almost like a plant that looked very prickly, and it was purple and got my attention. And it talked about an aspect of that plant and what it did, and then basically introduced the concept that that plant was in their vitamin. Well, I looked to see how much it was, and I abandoned. Well, when I was on the internet, I saw people who had taken the supplement for 30 days, 90 days for the last year. When I clicked on one, it would engage another testimonial because it was more, they were created in a way which it would put me into a different audience. And so I'm over here, and it's still in my news feed. And I'm sure, I don't know if it'll be there, but it'll probably be there in August or until I buy, because it's very minimum. And so what we found is on a buyer campaign where we were spending an average of $9, we could use $9 as a top of funnel where they're engaging with us. Yeah, where they're engaging with us, but we could reinvest a small amount where we could reconvert a lot of the people that we originally didn't convert, and we can convert them by changing it up and moving them through the process, and we basically lowering our overall cost by 50% without having to generate more leads, but just making sure that we have the right content. So I think at the bottom of your funnel, one of the things is, that I was always taught is that proof and demonstration trumps everything. So if you can never have too much proof. You can never have too much proof. You can have a phone book of testimonials. You can never have too much proof. The question is where do you put the proof? You can put it on your YouTube channel, because people are gonna, when they hear about you, a person can go straight through the funnel. They can go from top to bottom in one sitting. Some people move slower based upon their situation. So if somebody sees you, hears about you, Googles you, can they get all the way to a testimonial that was uploaded to a YouTube channel that shows up at the top of the news feed under your name when they're trying to make a decision, because they're trying to move forward? And so the question is our methodology is understanding the journey in which the customer is going through and where they are at in the stage of the buying cycle, and being able to communicate and align your communication and marketing dollars in a way that allows you to maximize the conversion, which most people's only method is to generate more leads. And the real question is what are you doing with the leads that you've generated, with the database that you've already created, with the past clients that are going to have homes to sell that you might have sold, as a buyer 5 years ago. Everybody knows that when the year that I listed 368 homes, I could tell you that probably 360 of them bought that home from another agent, because I wasn't around long enough to have repeat, and I was only in the business 3 years, so most of my clients hadn't moved in their equity in their home because I was in a new area. They wouldn't have been able to create enough equity with the condition of the marketplace to be able to sell. So a lot of my listings were new, and the fact of the matter is they typically, when I say new, meaning they were new to me, they were someone else's client, and those people did not communicate with them. So bottom of the funnel is going to go through the close, and then I believe then that's when you flip the funnel and you continue to stay relevant, which is staying top of mind with those people once you've same methodology as far as what we're really talking about is what content do you deliver to who and when. And at the bottom of the funnel, that's the content that allows somebody to make a decision based upon your service. I think you could show them a video that was actually created by a friend of ours. He did it in he told me it was, I don't remember, I'm making this up. I think he said it was under 10 minutes. I know it was shockingly fast. But the point is, he had a proven repeatable system backed by market research to sell someone's home for up to 18% more money. He created a video, he articulated the value, demonstrated the value, did it relatively easily. And imagine seeing this type of video ad after you had triggered some sort of behavior that made him understand that you were about to make a buying decision.
Right. And one of the things that you said, but didn't say the way that you normally say, is marketing is designed to make selling superfluous or unnecessary. And so when you're going through this in your mind and you're thinking about these testimonials, that's one of the things that you want to make it so when somebody sees this, they're sold on you, right? Did I lose? What happened?
Nothing. I thought you were going to play the video.
Oh, all right. I got it. I thought Ed was going to play it.
No, I can play it. There might be a little bit of a lag, but I'm going to put the link to it into the chat.
Okay.
And that way, if I lose you guys, because I haven't shared a live video during a Facebook feed, so we're going to try it out. The link's in the chat. If I lose you guys, I'm sorry. Here you go.
I don't see nothing.
I'm almost there.
Okay.
All right, let's put on full screen.
One of the things that's important to every seller out there is getting as much money as possible when they sell their home. So when it comes to the listing of a property, part of our association with the National Association of Expert Advisors allows us to bring a process to listing.
Have the other video?
And this is a market-proven process to sell.
I grabbed.
15%.
Yeah, this is the wrong one.
Okay.
Yeah, what I would do is anyway, he the one that is on his site. If you'll just go to maybe I think it's on his YouTube channel too. The reason why is that's high production. I want to show the one that he generated and anybody could do with every listing they ever sell. I thought it was pretty creative.
So Mike, are you finding that? Do I need to look at Skype?
Whoever's on YouTube, just type in Brett Jennings.
Well,
Or just click his name right there. Click his name. And it'll take you to his channel. And then
I'm proud to say I'm a charter member.
Scroll down. Can you scroll down more?
Mm-hmm.
And Jake said it's in your email, Ed.
Oh, thanks, Jake.
Awesome. Give me a second.
But one of the things that that you can point out there is that this agent went from 30 deals to almost 200 million in production since I started working with him, and you can see the amount of testimonials he just had on his YouTube channel, which is pretty incredible.
It is incredible, and I think the thing is, if you don't have a system to do that, if you don't have like some kind of a preconceived process to bring your clients through to get those testimonials, they're not going to just hand them over. That's what I experienced, and if they do, they're not going to be specific or strategic in positioning you differentiated in your market. You got to kind of look at what happened in the transaction, find the highlights, and talk about that. And you can even ask them those questions and then edit those questions that you asked them out, and then it's just them talking about them if you do it via video, which is cool.
All right, guys, so I've got my screen share up. Let me know if you guys can see it. I'm going to go ahead.
We got it. Let's hit it.
And Ed, I think if you pause it and let it buffer a minute, it might catch up. I'm guessing though.
He didn't like that idea. So these are specific, right? testimonials of how he outperformed the market average.
Yeah. So everybody's done it, but no one's articulating it.
Right.
And so if you had people, this could be in a subscriber sequence. It could be on your YouTube channel. It could be you could do a blog post every time you sold a house that you could keyword to the neighborhood. The point is that he would send this out, and he actually, if you think about it, if somebody was interested, this would be good bottom of funnel content.
Yeah, I agreed. You know, if you have a listing that sells in one day that was an expired that you listed, you might have gotten lucky, but I'd be talking about that. After this home being listed for 6 months, Mike listed it. It sold for one day. It sold in one day. 24 hours later, had it sold. Right? You get multiple offers on a property. That's a good testimonial. You get above asking price. That's an excellent testimonial. All those things, but you have to articulate them, and then get the customer to, you know, either talk about them on video, put them down on a piece of paper, sign off on a piece of paper, whatever your process is. But for me, like I said, my process was I would always create the testimonial, bring it at closing, say, hey, this is what I was able to do for you. If you agree with it, would you go ahead and sign it? And they'd go ahead and sign it. And then I'd take a picture with them at closing, and then I'd put that in all of my different bottom of funnel. Yeah, we need to get off here, fellas. Hey, I hope we added value to everybody's day. Any questions, throw them down in the comments. We'll keep an eye on them. I appreciate everybody.
Hey, thank you so much. Hopefully everybody found this helpful, and we look forward to continuing to share with you all on a weekly basis. And hopefully we're changing the way you're thinking a little bit about how you're going to manage your database, how you're going to manage your pipeline, and getting different ideas around the methodology. If you haven't checked out the new podcast, go check it out. We really dive deep there, which is the Rainmakers podcast. Maybe we can post a link here.
Definitely.
But yeah, if we could post a link for everybody who, you know, we do a deeper dive into the methodology there. I think there's 3 episodes. We're going to be doing our 4th episode this week. So stay tuned. And if you like it, we'd love for you to subscribe and leave us a review.
Appreciate you guys.
Right on.
See ya.